And joining me live now is Australian Olympic legend Dawn Fraser, one of dozens of the country's sporting greats to sign a joint letter demanding the Prime Minister hold that Royal Commission. Dawn, thank you so much for your company on Sky News. Why do you believe this is the best course of action?
Because I think it'll find out the reasons why we've had this very bad problem at Bondi Beach on the 14th of December.
And what do you think that a federal royal commission could look at? What do you think we need to carefully prosecute?
Well, I think, looking into with the Royal Commission, if anyone has anything to say, that they won't be lawful for it. It'll be truthful and it'll be something that all the public and all of Australia will want to know about.
I mean, we've seen in the past the now Prime Minister suggest that one, needs to be held for veterans and veteran suicide, for banks, and the list goes on. Why do you think he's been so reluctant to pursue a federal royal commission in the case of this Bondi attack?
I just think that there's something there that somebody wants to hide, and we need to get to the bottom of it and find out what was. They're not having a Royal Commission into this terrible affair that happened on the 14th of December. We need to know the reasons why.
And what was it like yesterday for you to be on the ground there in Bondi and put your name to these calls?
Well, as one of the Australian athletes that put our name to this letter to the Prime Minister, thanks to Novus Perez, is the fact that we've got now over 100 athletes from out Australia that have represented Australia at Olympic and Commonwealth Games to call for a Royal Commission, and I think it's about time that he came out and said, yes, he will have a Royal Commission into this event.
I mean, the Prime Minister has been holding pretty firm so far, instead wanting to pursue that Richardson review, looking into the actions of our agencies. What do you make of the groundswell of support that we're seeing now right across the spectrum, whether that be from the business community, we've got top barristers, the sporting community, and of course, many of the families of the victims of Bondi?
And that's what, we came to Sydney for yesterday, was to say how sorry we were to the families that lost loved ones, and to say that we were going to support the Jewish community. This country's been open to all races and creeds, and we've never had this sort of problem. Let's stop it before it gets any bigger, because it's a beautiful country. I love Australia. I love Australians. I love the people that live here, and I'm supporting them all.
You're a proud and you're a passionate Australian who has represented our country on the world stage. How has this event in Bondi, this terror attack, touched you?
Oh, well, it's broken my heart because, I have many friends that were in the Jewish community. I have many friends in the Greek community. I have many friends in the Italian community. And they've all settled in this country of ours as, major citizens, and they've really enjoyed the country. I love Australia. I have loved competing for it. I love my flag, and I love the people that live around me, and I want to support them all.
What do you think the Prime Minister risks by not heeding these calls for a federal royal commission?
The truth of what happened.
I mean, it's certainly a pressure that's going to continue to grow for the Prime Minister and his government. What have you made so far of the government's response to what happened in Bondi?
Very weak, actually, I think, of what the government's done. And, I've had a lot of support on my telephone the last couple of days after putting the statement out with the help of my daughter. And I've had a lot of people from overseas text me. I've had major people in this country that are so famous that, if I started mentioning names, I'd never stop, because I've had, and Novus has had the same on her phone. Everyone's been saying congratulations. We hope we get the Royal Commission. We hope that the Prime Minister steps forward and says, yes, it's about time we had the Royal Commission. I think they're hiding something, and I think that we've got to come to the bottom of it, because otherwise this is going to keep on going in this country of ours, and I want to see it stopped. And I think the majority of people that stand behind me want to see it all stopped.
And we're seeing certainly now, yourself being one of them, these calls coming from people that aren't Jewish too. A lot of people do just want to see the federal government heed those calls, and also for an inquiry to be playing out in the full view of the public. That's one of the key things about it, is that this issue does need a whole lot of transparency, so we know exactly where there were failings. You know, were there issues in communications between federal and state agencies here in New South Wales? You know, what certain agencies knew or were tracking in regards to those alleged gunmen. We know one of them was being looked at by ASIO a number of years ago. What about your Jewish friends, Dawn? You've spoken about the fact that you do have a number of Jewish friends. What have they told you about how they've felt in the time since the October 7 attacks?
Well, they're all upset. They're all very hurt, and they feel very weak against the Prime Minister. We think he's weak, and he should show the strength that he's got to get off his high horse and come down and look into it. The whole country is asking him to look into it. It's about time he did something that was very good for our country and to our citizens that live here.
And just quickly, before we let you go, what did you make of the suggestion from the Albanese government a few days ago that one of the reasons not to pursue a federal royal commission is that it will make people relive anti-Semitism?
I think he's hiding something. I don't think it's got anything at all to do with that. I think he's hiding something. It's all got to come out in the front of everything. And that's why we need a royal commission. And everyone's calling for a royal commission. Albanese, come on, let's get this going and get rid of it all.
That pressure getting stronger and stronger by the day. Dawn Fraser, Australia's Olympic legend, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sheila.